Hi friends, I'm going to show you our 3-letter activities that we have for today. And they are for the letter A. You're going to find them in your week 2 packet. So this is the page that shows for all the days. So you're going to turn your page. You need your apple hat that looks like this. Okay, and you need this one with the capital A and the lowercase a sort. So those are the 2 pages we need for today. You can do your triangle later today. All right. So let's start with our apple hat. A, the letter A makes the sound ah, ah, ah. Can you say that? Ah, ah, ah. And that starts at the beginning of the word apple. So let's read our directions right here. It says, color picture, cut out and put together, glue on sentence strip. So our first step is to color our apple. You can color your apple whatever color you like. I'm going to color mine. What color do you think? I think red. That's what I usually think of with apples. Yellow, or sometimes red and yellow mixed together. Green or green and yellow mixed together, but I'm making mine red. Okay, and when we're coloring, friends, I'm going to try to color fast so it doesn't take a long time in my video. But you want to fill it all the way in. Try to fill in all the white spaces. All right, then I'm going to color the leaf and the stem. So let's do our leaf. I'm going to do green, and if you want to do lines down your leaf like this, you can. And then our stem, I'm going to make brown. That's what color the stem usually looks like on my apples. All right, here's my next step. I'm going to cut it out. If you've been doing a lot of cutting at your house and you're like really good at it and you're ready, you can just cut out right on the black lines. If you think, you know, Mrs. P, I really haven't done that much cutting, you could ask someone in your family to help you, or you can do this and just make a circle kind of around what you want to cut, like this. If you draw the lines around the outside, and then you can cut on the lines you put instead of the black line if you want to. It's up to you. So for this one, I'm going to stay on this purple line because the apple's a little tricky. Remember, we always cut away from you, and then you turn your paper if you need to. Okay, and then now that it's all cut out, if I wanted to go back and cut on the black lines, I could, or if I thought, you know, that's pretty good, you can leave it like that. That's okay with me. All right, and then I'm going to cut my leaf. I think for my leaf, I'll try on the black line. I think that doesn't look too tricky. See how I'm turning my paper and holding it with the other hand? And then I like to put everything in a pile after I cut it so it doesn't get lost. All right. Cut out my stem, and for my stem, I think I will stay on that purple line I drew. That makes it a little bit easier. Okay. Now all this paper, my scraps, you don't need. That's trash, so you can get rid of that. All right, the next thing I need is something we call a sentence strip. It looks like this. It's really long and skinny and should be in your bag, okay? Now, on my sentence strips, I'm gonna practice my writing. I'm gonna practice the letter that makes the ah sound. That's the first sound you hear in apple. So what letter are we working on today? The letter A. So we're gonna get started with our letter A practice. You can use markers, you can use crayons, pencils, whatever you would like. So to make our letter A, we're going to start, there's 3 lines. The top line, the middle line, and the dotted line. And the dotted line in the middle and the bottom line. Going to start at the top, go to the bottom, top to bottom, kind of go out a little bit, across on the dot. That's a capital A. Lowercase a, you start on the dotted line, make a circle, and make a line from the dotted line to the bottom. Okay? See, those are really neat. Let's try that again. Ready? Top to bottom, pick up your crayon, top to bottom, across on the middle line. Okay, the next one, do your circle and a line for lowercase a. If you're having trouble and you need some help, your mom or dad or grandma or grandpa, whoever you're working on your schoolwork with, a little trick we like to do in kindergarten sometimes is have an adult or your big brother or someone write your letters in yellow and you trace over them. So look, you can have someone else in your family who has lots of practice writing their A's, they can do this. Okay, and then you trace, when you go, you trace over it. And that's good practice to draw it. All right, so you're gonna do your A's all the way across your strip. Okay, then on the back of your strip, you're gonna write your name. Now at home, you know that this is your hat because you're probably the only kindergartner in your class working on this hat at your house. But at school, we always have to write our name on everything because there's other kids in the class and we don't want it to get mixed up. So since we're practicing for when we come back to school, you're gonna write your name on the back. So I'm gonna write Mrs. P. All right, now it's time to glue our hat. So you can go turn it back over and go right to the middle. Take your glue, you're gonna glue just on the part on the bottom of the apple. So I'm gonna turn it over and glue a little bit across the bottom. Then I'm gonna turn it over. Okay, then you take your leaf, glue your leaf on, glue your stem on. Okay, and then this is the tricky part. To make it a hat, you can use a stapler or you can use glue or tape at your house. You're gonna put it around like this and attach it at the back, and you gotta see where it fits on your head. And then it makes a little headband. Okay, so to make your hat into a hat, you take it like this, you put it on your head, and then you go around, put it around to the back. You might want to ask someone else to help you with this. Oh, I'm gonna have to re-glue this. And then when you take it off, right here, you can staple it or tape it or glue it, and then, ta-da, you have your cool letter A hat that you can wear all day while you do your activities about the letter A. Okay, friends, the next work we're gonna do is gonna be to find that same apple in our student notebook that has the cat on it. So see if you can find your notebook with the cat. If you need to go look for it, you can pause the video and wait, okay? And go look for it, and I'll be here when you come back. All right, you're gonna find your cat notebook. You can write your name on the front. Mrs. P. All right, now, this is a little tricky because if we're in the classroom, we learn our letters in a different order, but since we're at home, we wanted to stick in the regular order we go in the alphabet. So you gotta turn your pages until you find the picture with the letter A, apple, A. So it's kind of it might be kind of far in. Oh, I found it. A, apple, A, okay? And so while we're coloring it, we're gonna think A, apple, A, and it's just the lowercase a in our book. So we're gonna make our lowercase a, we're gonna start on the plane line. We go plane to grass line, make our circle, and our line from plane to grass. Go from plane to grass, make a circle, and then a little line from plane to grass. There's our 2 letter A's, and you can trace on this one, okay? And then what do you think we're gonna do? We're gonna color that apple. This time I'm gonna make my apple green. Still gonna have a brown stem and a green leaf. Now that wasn't so hard. The hardest part of that work is finding your letter. So that one's all done. And we'll save that for when we do letter B later in the week. All right, your last work is gonna be in your notebook that looks like this with we call it a spiral notebook with this little black thing down the side. So see if you can find the notebook. If you need to, you can pause me and go get this notebook, okay? All right. When you have this notebook, you're gonna open it up to the first page that looks like this. Then you're gonna take your capital A, lowercase a letter sort and put it on top of the book, okay? All right, now let's read our directions. It says, color every capital or uppercase A one color. Color every lowercase letter A a different color. Draw a line down the middle of your notebook. Write capital A on the top of one column and lowercase letter a on the other column. Cut out the letters and glue on the correct side. Whoa, That sounds like a lot of directions. It might sound like it's really tricky, but guess what? If you watch Mrs. P do it, I think you'll get it and think, oh, this is actually pretty easy. So the first thing we're gonna do is look at our letters down here, and you need 2 colors. I'm gonna pick red and blue, and if you want it to be really easy peasy, the first time you do it, you can pick the same colors as me, and maybe on the next letter you could switch your colors, okay? So I'm gonna do red and blue. And when I see a capital A, I'm gonna color it red. And whenever I see a lowercase a, I'm gonna color it blue. All right, now let's think about those words. Capital A. What does it mean if a letter is capital? It means it's a big letter, okay? So let's look here. Is this big A or little a? That's little a. So we're looking for big A to color red. Yep, that's a big A, capital A. So I'm gonna color my capital A is gonna be red. My lowercase a's are going to be blue. Okay, so let's look at the next one. Do you think this letter A is a capital A or a lowercase a? You're right, that's a lowercase a, so we're going to color it blue. And I like to think lowercase starts with O's, and so does little, so it's little a. Okay, look at this A. Is that capital A or lowercase a? Capital A. Okay, what about this letter A? Capital A or lowercase a? All right, what about this letter A? Is that capital or lowercase a? That's capital A. All right, capital or lowercase? Capital. Capital or lowercase? Lowercase. And friends, it's kind of tricky to start with the letter A because lowercase a can be 2 ways. It can be this way, that's just the circle and the line, or it can be this way with the circle and the line and the little thing on top. When we write our lowercase a's, we like to write them like this in kindergarten, but you might see them like this in books that you read. So we still learn both, okay? All right, next one, capital or lowercase? Capital, so I'm gonna color it red. Capital or lowercase? Lowercase, so I'm gonna color it blue. All right, now I'm gonna look in my notebook, and I'm gonna make a line down the middle of my paper. So you look at your paper, go somewhere in the middle, make a line down the middle. It doesn't matter what color. All right, then you're gonna look back at your paper. What color did I color my capital A's? I colored my capital A's red, so I'm gonna make capital A at the top of my page. On the other side is where we're gonna put the lowercase a's. And what color did I color the lowercase a's? I colored them blue. So we're gonna make a regular lowercase a on this side. Circle, line. All right, now we're done with our crayons. We can put our crayons away. And the last 2 steps are to cut out our letters and to glue them on the right side. So I'm gonna show you the easiest way to cut this out. Okay, you're gonna hold where the words are in your one hand, okay? And then in your scissor hand, cut right across the paper, the whole top. Okay, and then this can go in the trash. You don't need that anymore. And then you're gonna hold on your letters and cut right across the whole thing. And this, you don't need anymore. You can put that in the trash. Okay, then you're gonna cut off your side. Cut off your side. All right, and now we have to be a little bit more careful because it's time for us to cut the letters out. So you're gonna hold over here in this side and then cut. You can just go like this, watch. Cut up. Do the next one, find the line, put your scissors on it, cut up. Put your scissors on the next line, cut up. Put your scissors, cut up. Okay, now you have all these little ones, but we still need to separate them. So you're gonna hold, and instead of cutting like this, because then I'd be cutting weird, you're gonna turn your hand. So you're still cutting away from you. And pick up your next one, cut on the line. All right, now you're gonna sort them. So you're gonna put all your red capital A's on this side under the red capital A, and all your blue lowercase a's over here on this side. All right, and now you're ready to glue. And let me give you a hint about when you're gluing. Don't put your glue on the white paper with the lines on it. You're gonna put your glue on the piece of paper that you're gluing down. So watch, I turn over my top one, put a little circle of glue. Doesn't even cover the whole thing. Turn it over. Turn over your next one, little circle of glue, turn it over. Next one, little circle of glue, turn it over. Next one, little circle of glue, turn it over. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same thing on the lowercase a side. And while you're gluing it, you can think A, and A says ah. A, and A says ah. All right, great job. When you're done, friends, you can take a picture of one of your works if you want to show Mrs. P. Or if you want to try, you can try to get all three in your picture. So if you want to try to take a picture like put your hat and put your letter sort and put your letter A all in one picture like this. Oops. All in one picture like this, and then take your picture from a little bit farther away like this. That's great, and Mrs. P can see you did all three, okay? Good luck, and let me know if you have any questions or need help with anything.